Hello everyone and welcome to part 128, or what I would rather be saying, the second last part. That is providing all goes according to plan, and this does indeed turn out to be the second last part. Because I ended the last part with 16 days left, well, 17 days left before the final medal, which means that I need to be averaging at about, well, there's no about to it, I have to be averaging at 8.5 days per part. If I do, say, 9 days in this part, 8 days in the next part, boom, I'll have the medal, and that will be the end of the challenge, because I would have had 15 out of 15 medals. And in the next part, if it is the final part, I will elaborate on what it is that I am planning on doing as a see-off for this challenge. The video that I'm planning on doing, I will tell you what it is in the next part, providing the next part is the final part, which I'm sure it will be. And yesterday I did manage to upload, I think it was part 31. I did manage to get it up in time before the end of the day. And then today I was a bit of an early bird, you could say, because I already have part 32 up, and I had it up by about midday or so. And in the part, I digivolved from Vadermon. So basically, I went Agumon, Greymon, Digitamamon, Sukamon, Vadermon, and now I've just gone from Vadermon to Sukamon. So I've just left Vadermon, and now and have Sukamon, and I'm in the process of trying to learn the filth techniques in Factorial Town, and I believe I went from Sukamon to Etamon, which confirms that I did indeed digivolve to Etamon twice in this challenge. And I know that I do learn every filth technique with Sukamon, and I remember that I was rushed and I'm forgetting that it's time to be sleeping. Or, okay, it is time to be sleeping. Yeah, I know I was rushed for learning the filth techniques, and I haven't uploaded far enough to remind myself what I was rushing for, but I believe either I was rushing for a filth tournament, which I needed to enter with the Sukamon, or there was a different tournament which Etamon was applicable for, and I was rushing for the techniques so that I could have time to digivolve to Etamon and then enter the tournament, whatever tournament it was. And for some reason, when I went to Factorial Town to learn the filth techniques with Sukamon, for some reason it felt like I was a lot later into the challenge than I actually was, because part 32, how did I work that out as a fraction? That's about, what, a quarter? That's about a quarter of the challenge, is it? 32, see, it's half of 64, so it's a quarter of 128, so I was about a quarter of the way through the challenge, but when I was doing it at the time, it felt like I was much further, but then I guess 32 parts at the time, I guess, felt like a lot, because I think the record is my Digimon World 2003 challenge, which came in at 49 parts. So I guess 32 was more than like most of my challenges and playthroughs, and I guess it felt like it was more than it actually was. not to mention that at the time, obviously, I would have. I don't know how to make this make sense, but at the time when I was recording part 32, that was as far as the challenge had gone, and so those 32 parts accounted for like 100% of the challenge. And so from that perspective, I guess that's why it felt like I was far into the challenge. But then, the moment I get more parts under my belt, it all changes. And yeah, now that's only about a quarter of the way through the challenge. But I do remember the mad rush of me trying to learn the filth techniques in time, and when I look back on it, I find it quite amusing actually, because I only just managed it, and I remember it was a massive relief when I was able to do it. And it was obviously thanks to those techniques, I was able to get the medal for learning every technique, but eventually get it. And then also, when I did enter the filth tournament, it was with all the techniques, it made winning a lot easier, and obviously that resulted in me. Well, obviously winning the filth tournament also contributed towards a medal, but then it also presented me with the sunglasses, and that also has contributed towards a medal. But to think back on this challenge, I'm not sure I could tell you like what the highlight is or what the highlights are, but obviously I have. I'm not gonna lie, there have been things that have really worried me, and things that that when I did eventually succeed at them, I was relieved. There are some things that I can tell you I was relieved when succeeding at, and I think out of all the things I've done, I think the thing which gave me the most initial relief, initially, would have to be when I fished out the coral charm, because I remember just being there for so long, and when I eventually fished it out, I just remembered screaming joyfully. I think when it comes to initial relief, I think fishing out the coral charm is probably about as good as it gets, but there's also certain techniques that I was relieved to have learnt, and then as for my Digivolutions, again, I've been pleased with how some Digivolutions have turned out, because not all of them have been as straightforward as, wow, here's an item, boom, let's Digivolve. Some of them, there's been a lot more to it than that. Digivolve into Ninjamon is an example, Digivolve into Numamon, Digivolve into Carboterrymon, and then Hercules Carboterrymon. You know, there are... I have had lots of moments of relief, but obviously now I'm virtually at the end of the challenge, and obviously I do now know that this is going to be successful. It's just a case of how long it's going to take. To reflect on the real world, in the real world, things are going quite good at the moment. I was, shall we say, on the wrong side of controversy. Controversy? Is that how you say it? Controversy? I was on the wrong side of controversy with Amazon for a couple of reasons over the last, well, let's just say recently. Recently, I've been on the wrong side of controversy with Amazon. Starting with the least significant thing, I know I ordered a product from Amazon in April. It wasn't that much, it was only £12, but still, I ordered a product, and the product didn't arrive. And because basically there was a delivery estimate, and the delivery estimate was in April. We're now midway through May, the 15th of May. The delivery estimate was about 3 weeks ago, and the product hadn't arrived. And about 2 weeks after the delivery estimate, so about a week ago, I contacted Amazon and said to them, you know, this product hasn't arrived, and they were, and I said that rather than refund me, I would rather just have a replacement sent out because it's a product that I want. But they said they couldn't do that, all they could do is just refund me, which they did. And then I ordered a replacement, and it actually arrived today, which was which was nice to see. And the person that sent it they had it tracked so that it was like put down by Royal Mail that it definitely had arrived. No, I'm not surprised to see that we're fading away before sleeping again. But yeah, it was put down so it has definitely arrived, because I suppose when somebody claims they don't receive something, obviously you can't be 100% that they're telling the truth, and although I am telling the truth that I didn't receive it, obviously the sender can't be 100% about that, and they might suspect that I might be fibbing. And then I suppose to send it out again, they would, you know, once bitten, twice shy. They would rather send it out so that they know for sure what's going to happen to it. Not to mention that if it's a fault with Royal Mail, which I assume it was, I guess by doing it that way, it's less likely to go missing again. So we chose the green egg for hopefully the last time before getting the final medal, and we're walking with Bottomon for hopefully the last time before getting the medal. And then we will digivolve to Koromon, and then Gabumon, and then Sukamon, again, hopefully for the last time before being presented our medal. But with Amazon, because the product not arriving, that's actually the first time that's happened to me, and I've been using Amazon for almost 4 years. And but the more crucial bit of controversy that I don't think I've mentioned was, how long ago was it? I would say it was probably April, where there's a product that I am trying to sell myself. It's a camera. But it's insured, and if you were to buy it brand new with the insurance, you would be looking at about £110. And obviously I'm trying to sell one that's second hand, and so I've decided to basically sell it at half what it would cost brand new, and so I'm trying to sell it for £55. And I was almost the victim of a scam, because basically the camera that I am trying to sell for £55, I had an email from a buyer, or should I put in inverted commas, a buyer, and I also had emails from Amazon, or should I put in inverted commas, Amazon, and it was basically telling me that the product had been sold, and I needed to dispatch it, and when dispatching it I needed to get delivery details, and then send the delivery details to Amazon and the buyer, basically by replying to the email and giving them the details, and then basically the money would be released. And so basically I was going to basically dispatch the product before getting paid. That was basically the situation. And the buyer, who apparently lives in London, it wasn't actually, the product wasn't actually for them, it was meant to be a gift for a client who apparently lives in Nigeria, and on top of the £55 for the product, they had apparently paid an additional £45 for the delivery, because obviously it's going from England to Nigeria, and they also had it so that, I think they had it so that it was being, so that the person would get it really quickly, and so apparently they had paid an additional £45 getting it sent out to Nigeria, bringing the total up to 100. And I was completely oblivious to the scam, and I was like thinking, oh, okay, let's just get on with this. And then somebody who I was with got a bit suspicious, because he thought it seems a bit odd that he would pay the extra money for the P&P. The P&P is like almost as much as the product, and he thought it was a bit suspicious that he would pay all that extra just to get it sent to Nigeria, when he could probably just buy it from Nigeria. And the address that I had to send it to, he basically copied and pasted it into Google, and then it came up with loads of like scams and frauds. It basically all the results that came up, it said like beware of like fraud, beware of scams, and then the person said to me, okay, this doesn't look very good, I don't think you should go any further with this. And then the buyer, who apparently lived in London, he put his address into Google as well, and it did come up with somewhere, but it wasn't like accommodation. It wasn't like a house or a flat or whatever. It was something completely different, which you certainly wouldn't have somebody living in. And that basically made things seem very suspicious. And by that point, I contacted Amazon, and the email that I had from them, or apparently had from them, there was no record of the email being sent by Amazon, and the ID number that had been quoted in the email wasn't even the product, it was a different product, because Amazon told me that. And then in my account details, the product didn't even show as being sold, reason being it hadn't been sold, and so basically I was going to be the victim of a scam. The emails were not from Amazon, they had been faked somehow, and basically what would have happened is I would have spent about £45 delivering a free camera to somebody. So I would have missed out on a camera plus about £45. Add the 45 to the value of the product, I'd have lost out on about £100. And I was completely oblivious. I would have gone ahead with it. It was only for the guy that I was with who got suspicious, and we managed to figure out that it was a scam. And I must say I am very grateful. Obviously, this person he doesn't know my online identity, because this isn't something that he has an interest in. So he's not going to be watching this. But obviously, I am very grateful, and I have told him that. And it just goes to show that anything can happen. Just drinking my tea before it gets cold. Are we sleeping? Yeah, we are. But it just goes to show it can happen to anyone, and you do need to keep your wits about you. And it's just luck that I was with somebody who managed to suspect and save me the best part of £100. Okay, now my hands are free again. So I've been going for about 20 minutes. I'll be going for a few more, and so in the next part I'm going to elaborate on the idea that I have. because obviously year 11 day 1 is when we will be presented the 15th medal, and obviously I'll elaborate on the thing that I'm planning on doing. And just to give a brief heads up, let's just say that if it does go ahead, then it will mean another raised Digimon. It will mean a new raised Digimon. Basically, I will have to either wait for Sukamon to fade away or get him defeated, and then choose the Digi-Egg, and obviously hatch a baby Digimon, and then I will be ready for what it is that I'm planning on doing. Although, prior to doing that, I am also going to need to do the Monzaemon money trick a lot of times to get loads of money together, and I'm also going to need a bit of luck with the restaurant, and I think that's about all I'm willing to give away at this stage. But in the next part, I will obviously give full details. Although with the things that I've already spoke about, it wouldn't surprise me if a lot of you have already sussed it out, because I will say it is something I have actually mentioned in this challenge. I didn't say that I would be doing it in this challenge, I just mentioned what it is, mentioned the idea of it, and said that it would be nice to do it at some point. And it was only until later I thought, well, if it's possible, then maybe it would be a nice way to see this challenge off. So what day is it now? Day 20. Not quite there yet, are we? Because it was day 14, wasn't it, when we started? So it's only been 6 days, apparently. Because it was... I remember it was 17 days away from the next medal. Because it goes up to 30 days, then it goes to next year, day 1. So if it was day 14, then 16 days takes us up to day 30. And then 17 takes us up to the next year, so we were 17 days away, so it was year 10, day 14. Now year 10, day 20. We've done 6 days, but we're still 11 away. Okay, this part might need to go on for a bit. Because I said I wanted to do 9 days, and have 8 left to do for the final part. So I would have to take this up to day 23, wouldn't I? But the preparations for what I want to do are not going to be included in this challenge. Basically, when I get the medal, that will be the end of the challenge. It will end there on the spot. But I will tell you what it is that I want to do, and obviously there'll be a video for it. The video will include preparations, and it will continue. It will likely continue from this save file or another one. I could say it could be done on any save file, but not necessarily now that I think about it. But okay, it probably will continue from this save file, but it won't be like, you won't be seeing it like in this challenge. I'll have to I think I might have to wait until the next part, because the next part I will be comfortable giving you full details, so I might have to wait until the next part where I'll be able to basically tell you everything. I don't know if I've been a bit slower in this part, because I thought I was averaging about 8 days per part. but I've only done 7 and it's been 25 minutes. It could be where I faded away, and I know that when I fade away it slows me down a bit because it takes me away from the clinic for a little while. I don't know if it's where I faded away, but then but then since Ninjamon I've like faded away like every 2 parts or whatever, so it's not like this is out of the ordinary, is it? Maybe I've been a bit slower, or maybe I don't quite cover what I thought I covered. But in which case, to make the next part the last, I will need to keep going in this part. Even if it does mean this part being a bit longer than I'd like it to, I want to put myself in a position where I have less to do in the next part than I do in this part. Well, in the next part, hopefully I'd have digivolved to Sukamon before the next part, and because that's when things speed up, because baby Digimon in training Digimon, rookie Digimon, you've got the Digivolution animation which slows you down, you've got a higher number of like care mistakes which slows you down, and then when you initially get your baby Digimon, you've got to run to the clinic, which slows you down. Not to mention that when they sleep, they don't sleep for as long. So if I can have Sukamon before the next part, then things should speed up a bit. Because he'll sleep for longer, and there'll be less interruptions. So day 22, 9 days away. Okay, we've got one more round to undergo. And yeah, it should. The next part should be quicker. One less day to undergo, and with a Digimon where days should go by quicker. So not only are the days are shorter in length and in quantity, you would imagine. Looking at the capture card, this part may only be about half an hour now. Here's the Digivolution. So it shouldn't be as bad as I thought, because I think my longest part has been 40 something minutes. So I do like to keep them below half an hour. I like to keep them somewhere between 20 and 25 minutes. Here's Sukamon again. Yeah, half an hour is hardly devastating, so we've got our Sukamon, and he's not too far away from sleeping. And when he does sleep, it will be year 10, day 23. Let him clear up the loose ones. Year 10, day 23, 8 days left to go. So this sleep will take us through to the next day, And that will conclude this part. Looks of things, it's, yeah, about half an hour. So thank you everyone for watching, and hope you enjoyed.